What's going on, guys? Ange here, Fishhound Outdoors, coming at you with another one. It is early spring here, trolling season, smelting season, maple syrup season. It's all upon us. Today we're going to do a little bit of a traditional Hairwing pattern, just a generic smelt, white Hairwing with a flashy body, but it's going to have a little bit of a twist. We're going to save that twist for the end when you find how it's going to be tied with a little bit of a unique material that you don't see every day. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to work a little lead wire into this. So we need to go ahead and find the end. Spare you There we go. You got the end of the lead wire. So if it's a smaller pattern, I would probably keep it spooled like this. But because this is a bigger pattern, I just pull off a set amount of lead, put that aside, grab my thread, start any old place, it doesn't really matter. Trim. And then what I like to do is I want to build a little bit of bulk in this body as I go across the whole shank with just a thin piece of lead. Doesn't have to stay on top. You just don't want it to wrap too much because you don't want to build bulk. It's going to be the underlayer for the rest of the wire. All right, and then important, leave your thread where it is. In fact, you can even take your thread and tuck it back here behind the knob for the bobbin, and then we're just wrapping. In fact, if you don't wrap it behind the knob of the bobbin and you do this, you can just twist. Don't double up. Single layer of lead all the way. Here's a little secret: you don't have to wrap them right next to each other as long as you keep them all bulked up like that. So as long as you keep them all on top of that top wire, they should stay pretty uniform, and then you can smush them down or together later. And just keep wrapping until you come to the end of your wire. It's going to be a very heavy fly, particularly because it's such a slim profile, so it's really going to cut through that water column. And the important thing with lead, you're going to cover it with lots of thread when you're all done, because there's lots of nooks and crannies for materials to fall into. We don't want anything to fall into the abyss of the lead wire. So you can typically be a little cleaner than that, but not really a huge need for it. We do want to taper the ends a little bit. It's going to be a foil body, so we just want it neat enough that that foil body is going to lay right, or that tinsel body is going to lay right. Same thing, taper the front. Boom. Looking good. All right, come back here. Right about where the hook point is. So just straight up medium wire, or medium tinsel. Cut you a big old piece. Trim it. Remember, when we're tying two-colored tinsel, the color you don't want, you always want facing out. So it's going to be silver. We want the gold facing us. Tie that in nice and sturdy, because remember, tinsel is a bit of a slippery material. Then we're going to come all the way up to the eye here, and then use that beautiful rotary action on that Renzetti. Slowly advance that mylar tinsel. No gaps in the body. So you could palmer a wire over top of this if you wanted to make this a little bit more durable. Some guys use like that diamond braid Chinese finger trap material as the body. kind of up to you. I think you could even get away if you didn't want to use the lead. You could just do like a silver ultra wire, especially if you did like a medium. It would build a lot of bulk in that body, kind of accomplishing the same thing without that lead underbody. And so now we clean up the end of that mylar a little bit. And then here's kind of the fun thing. It's material we don't get to work with every day. This is called polar bear. So, see how thick it is. Very, very heavy undercoat. But that makes sense. I mean, it's a fucking polar bear. So, it's like anything. Pull the camera out a little bit so you can see what I'm doing here. We take I don't know, half a pencil's worth of thickness. This is my pinky for relation. We go as far down as we can. Get you some good scissors and cut it. Alright, so now obviously you're left with some fibers that are the length you want. You have all this weird bulk down here at the bottom. So then we just take a dubbing brush, real gingerly. We pull all that underbrush out, or that undercoat. Call it fucking underbrush. That undercoat out. So I'm not going to try to stack this in a hair stacker like I would like bucktail or deer hair or something. It seems too soft to stack, but you could, I guess, try it. I wouldn't recommend it. I guess I'm going to pull out some of these long guard hairs. So by stacking hair, what you're doing is you would line up all these tips, and then you'd be able to tie it in. That's what they do with a lot of traditional Hairwing streamers. But again, I'm thinking this is too soft. So I'm just going to try to clean up the bottom a little bit here. Now we're looking good. When you can run that comb through without much issue, you know you're looking good. Anything that's weird and doesn't stand out right, pull it out. It's a pretty good wing in my opinion. And I just want to roughly be about the length of the body. I like to go a little over. And then you just, that's it, keep it pinched on top of the shank. We do 2 or 3 wraps. Pull that front up, keep it pinched. That's the key to a good Hairwing streamer, is we want everything on the top of that hook shank. Couple wraps behind the wing to really keep it cinched up there. And then once you're good, come in with my nice and sharp scissors. Trim it. Do a couple more wraps right behind. See how much it makes that fly wing stand up when you do that? And then just finish off that head. I guess you could use silver thread for this too, but I just like the look of a black head. So clean. Get that shape right. Then we're going to come in here at the whip finish. I always whip finish twice for good measure. If God allows, 3 times. Especially on these bigger patterns. I'm going to probably troll this, so it's going to take some abuse. Some of that super goopy Loon Clear Head. It's not a diss on the brand. Great product, just don't use it enough for it to not go bad before I need to throw some of it out. That's the struggle. But just make sure it's on all your threads. Beautiful, not crowding the eye. And that is a polar bear wing streamer ready to catch a salmon or a brook trout or anything else in the lakes and rivers of Maine. Ange from Fishhound Outdoors. Like, comment, and subscribe for more content like this. We'll see you with another one soon.